All right, welcome back to yet another video in the Unreal Engine third-person zombie shooter. So let's keep going. Still Christmas, still recording videos. Jumped over to the beer instead of the coffee. So as you can see, it's dark outside now, so time is moving on. Anyway, in the last video we set up a basic AI. He's now chasing us. I'm sorry about the mannequin. We could actually go back into him now and set the mannequin to translucent. M transparent, M transparent, and there we go. And I guess he is still chasing us, so that's good. Yeah, pretty sweet. So let's make it a little bit more modular for starters, because we're gonna do more AI stuff. So we need a new folder in our prefill folder. Let's call it NPC, and in here let's make a blueprint structure called SAI details, and in this one we're gonna have the name of the AI, which is gonna be a name. Let's do another one called description. Or actually, let's make this text. Text. Let's make a new one. Blueprint structures S movement details. And the movement details will have walk speed, which is going to be a float, and it's going to have the run speed, which is also going to be a float, and it's going to have the movement blend space, which is going to be a blend space. That's going to be it for now. It can have more stuff later. And in the AI details, we now should add this S movement details, which is the structure that we just made. Call it movement details. That's good. We're gonna do, because it's an NPC, we're gonna do should we do factions? I mean, I feel like we are getting ahead of ourselves, but let's do blueprints. Let's do an enumeration called E factions, and this is gonna be in case you want factions and stuff. So none is the default. We're gonna have player, we're gonna have neutral, we're gonna have hostile. That's the one for now. I guess yeah, that's gonna be the one for now. So let's do faction, which is gonna be E underscore factions, which is the one we just made. We need blueprint structure, just gonna call S attack details. S offensive details, or whatever you want to call it, because we need separate attacks, I guess. Yeah, S attack details. This might be very, very complicated for a basic tutorial, but bear with me. So in the offensive attack combo details, maybe, no, okay, offensive details. The offensive details will max attacks, which the first one is going to be max attack, which is going to be an integer, which is how many different attacks this AI can do. Then we're going to do attack 01, which is going to be attack details. So, and I mean, it depends on how many you want your max to be. I'm just going to go with 5 for now, which might be too many, but we can just, that's why we have this max attacks, because not 5 is like the attacks that any given type of AI can now do maximum, but since we have this variable, we don't need to use all of them. So that's good for now. And we in the AI details now need offensive details, which is gonna be offensive details, and we are also gonna do the offensive details have the different attacks, yeah. And in the attack details, we're gonna have attack animation, which will be an animation montage. We're gonna do damage, it's gonna be a float. We're gonna do range, which is also gonna be a float. And I guess that's it for now. All right. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff in one go, but bear with me. So in our master AI, I'm actually gonna reset this. The basic mesh is gonna still stay here, but we're gonna set this to, we're gonna clear the basic mesh now, and we're gonna set this back to the default, just so we know that this is the master one. So this won't be used, this is just the template. And we're gonna add a variable called AI details, which is gonna be SAI detail, which is gonna be of the variable SAI details. Perfect. So basically what we want to do now is actually, yeah, there's, that's fine. This is fine. So what we want to do here is we want to we're gonna, before this we are gonna create a function. So let's collapse this to function, call it f setup is this the master AI? Yeah, f setup AI details. Good. We're gonna grab the AI details, and in this f setup AI details, we're gonna grab the AI details, we're gonna break from it, and we are gonna set up the different stuff. from starters, we have our movement details. We're gonna break the movement details, and we're gonna set the movement blend space to the blend space, and we're gonna get this one. Yeah, there we go. And this should actually be, I mean, we should probably, the thing is, I think, I'm not entirely sure about this, but stuff from the event begin play tends to replicate a lot better than if you set it up at runtime. So I think that this should replicate, but maybe we should make it a rep notify later, but it's fine for now. Sorry about that. We also need to get our character movement, set max walk speed, and by default it's gonna be the walk speed and not the run speed. That's fine, and that's gonna be it for now. And one more thing, NPC blueprint structure S behavior details. Let's add it here. Behavior details. It's going to be S behavior details. And the behavior details will just be a bunch of booleans, but the first one is gonna be has roaming, which will be a boolean, and that's gonna be it for now. And yeah, so we're gonna get the AI details, break the behavior details. There we go. And we are only gonna roam if we have roaming behavior. If we don't have roaming behavior, we're just gonna stand still. All right. So now we have the basic mannequin. We're gonna right click and create a child blueprint, and this child will be AI zombie. And let's move him to the NPC folder. There we go. And this AI zombie will have m_transparent, m_transparent, and he has the parent begin play already, and the basic mesh will now be the zombie. There we go. And we now have the, if we you can see, okay, this one should be hidden, I guess. Can we hide this? Has aggro. We don't need to, the AI details is what we want to change. Let me see if I can hide these. Does that hide it? No, read only, no, sorry. If I set it to private, is that fine? Yeah, so that's it. Master AI. So the animation blueprint and the has aggro variable are gonna be private, because those are only changed by the code. They aren't changed. They aren't actually changed by the different instances. So that means that under the default we now only have the detail. The name will be zombie. Description standard undead. Yeah, doesn't really matter. Movement details, we have walk speed. We already know that from before. We remember the variables: 75 walk speed, run speed 250, and zombie BS zombie is the blueprint that we used, right? The faction will be hostile, and let's wait with the offensive details. Now in the master AI, no, in the master AI here on overlap, before we start to change charge to actually hunt the player. I mean, we know this is gonna be fine because we have this, but we need to make sure that the faction, so the player maybe we should do it the other way around. No, so not equal, so the player character is not equal to, okay, if we get our details and we have our faction, right? Get fact, no, okay, we need the faction and the player character as well. Variable faction, and we probably should set up a player detail structure as well at some point, but let's hold on that for now, because it's getting a lot of variables here, so we probably should do that at some point, but let's just hold on it for now. I probably need to set that to replicated, but let's hold for that for now. If it's an issue, it's going to be an issue. So let's get faction and get faction. Can I not equal enum, sorry. So if the faction of the AI and the player is not the same, yeah, we don't actually need a neutral, I realize now, because they will just be friendly. So if we go back into our inventory system, no, not inventory, NPC, faction will be none, and it will be friendly. It will not be neutral, so it's going to be friendly or hostile. No, sorry, there. There we go. So it's going to be friendly and hostile. And if they are not equal, we're going to chase. But if they are equal, we're not going to chase. So a normal NPC will be friendly and will therefore not chase the player. But the zombie is hostile. So let's see what we missed now. He is roaming and the walk speed is working and the blend space is working, so that's nice. AI move to. He tried to actually call this function though, so that's nice. Okay, yeah, because we're not setting the targets, because I probably removed something. Maybe that's gonna work now. Yeah, that seems to be working. He is now chasing the player. And he is still chasing the player. Good. So we have now set up a fairly modular enemy, which is going to be easy to create more instances of. So that's nice. We are at 20 minutes. Let's stop the video there. So we just made this one very modular now, and that's fine. So yeah, okay, perfect. Let's stop the video here. In the next one we will probably set up, yeah, we're just gonna continue with the AI. We'll see what we end up doing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and I hope I see you in the next one. See you, bye.